China has announced that they are, in return, going to bring in Chinese tariffs on US goods at the rate of 84%. And
we're just getting breaking news. China's finance ministry has announced that tariffs on all US goods entering China will increase from 34% to 84%. This is a massive blow to any American company trying to access the Chinese market, and it's sure to send shockwaves through financial markets, particularly in the US. Alongside the tariff hike, China is also taking the US to the World Trade Organization, a move we had anticipated, but it shows Beijing is not backing down. This is part of their promise to issue resolute countermeasures if the US raised tariffs, which it did under the Trump administration, increasing them to a minimum of 104% on Chinese goods. Now the question is, how will Trump respond? The Chinese government has said recently that the US is showing zero interest in genuine negotiations. State media has mocked how other countries are pleading with Washington to ease tariffs, arguing that Trump is trying to pick off countries one by one. In contrast, Beijing claims to support a multilateral trade approach where everyone plays by the same rules, a sentiment shared by many Southeast Asian nations like Vietnam, Laos, and Cambodia, who have also been hit hard by US tariffs. Interestingly, Chinese President Xi Jinping announced today that China plans to boost trade with these neighboring countries. This move is a clear attempt to build stronger regional ties and soften the impact of US restrictions. Markets are already reacting. The German DAX dropped sharply as the news broke, and Reuters is reporting that US stock futures have also fallen significantly. This underscores just how interconnected the US and Chinese economies are. So much of what both countries use is built with components from the other. Tariffs hurt not just imports, but domestic production too. Trump has said Americans will buy American, but US-made products often rely on Chinese parts. Those now cost more, driving up prices and hurting US manufacturers. More developments. China's Commerce Ministry has added 6 US entities to its unreliable entities list, and another 12 to its export control list. These are typically companies involved with Taiwan or Hong Kong, or those that have upset Beijing in some way. Being on these lists effectively bars them from trading with China and can even lead to sanctions. China still imports more into the US than vice versa, so it can't match the US blow for blow on tariffs. Instead, it targets sectors that could politically hurt Trump, like agriculture. While that wasn't mentioned in tonight's new measures, there's speculation more blocks on US agricultural goods could be next. One key difference in this trade war is China's resilience. Unlike smaller economies, China has a massive domestic market and is better positioned to weather the storm. This makes it far harder for Washington to pressure Beijing. In fact, other countries may view China's firm stance as leadership, potentially opening the door to new trade alliances and helping to offset losses from reduced US trade.